Coming up on KOTA Territory News at 5:30, the Central States Fair starts tomorrow, and the Pennington County Sheriff's Office has a message for parents who want to drop their kids off. Plus, Elevate Rapid City hosted a State of the School Special Issues Luncheon. We'll have the details on what they discussed. And it looks like there could be trouble afoot with Rapid City's water supply. Your news starts now.
From Skyline Drive, this is KOTA Territory News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Jack Cottle. A new report has found that water supply for the Black Hills area is not keeping up with demand. KOTA Territory's Blake Trolley has the story.
The study at hand was carried out by the U.S. Geological Survey. South Dakota News Watch's Bart Fancook, who first reported on the results of the study, tells KOTA Territory News that the study found aquifers are not refilling at a rate to support growth in the area.
They checked the Madison aquifer, that is the primary aquifer, in various areas, and the Minnelucin, and what they found was that it's not recharging as fast as it needs to keep up with growth, and that happens to be, which makes sense, in basically the area from Box Elder, roughly Ellsworth Air Force Base, all the way up to Sturgis. So those are, you've got Box Elder, Rapid City, Somerset.
The Western Dakota Regional Water System commissioned the study. The water system was awarded a future use permit to increase the amount of water to be transported from the Missouri River into western South Dakota through a future pipeline. Executive Director Kristen Conzett says she was unsurprised by the study's findings.
But what it did was make the case stronger that we are all interdependent for water resources in western South Dakota.
Conzett pointed out that a previous study conducted by the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology demonstrated a need for water security. The Western Dakota Regional Water System says any pipeline is likely decades away. Program Manager Corey Cherney says the latest report will not affect that timeline.
There's a well-defined process by what these types of projects work through long-term. First and foremost for us is working with the congressional delegation, working to get federal authorization for this type of project.
A proposed pipeline route has yet to be established. In Rapid City, Blake Trolley, KOTA Territory News.
It's another scorcher today across KOTA Territory. Will the heat stick around into the weekend? Chief Meteorologist David Stradling is here to let us know what those first few days of the fair are going to be like.
They're not going to be extremely warm, Jack. Now, we're still talking upper 80s tomorrow, but not the upper 90s like we saw for today. There will be some storm chances, but that's going to be more towards the evening hours. As we mentioned, it was going to be sunny for much of today, and it's still that way. We have high temperatures in the 90s and even triple digits, but we are tracking showers and thunderstorms from the Bighorns down towards Casper. These will continue to move eastward as we go throughout the evening hours. Plenty more of that off between Casper and Cheyenne, and some more off towards western Wyoming. So some showers and thunderstorms will be possible this evening and overnight tonight. Temperatures are in the 80s, 90s, and even triple digits. Hot Springs, east of town there, 102. Our temperatures tonight will be down to 64. A couple of isolated showers and thunderstorms are possible. And for tomorrow, 87 degrees. Showers and storms will be possible later in the afternoon and evening hours. I'll have more details about the timing of the storms tomorrow and what to expect for your weekend coming up.
Thank you, David. 4 Rapid City firefighters are honored with the 2025 Ben Franklin Award for Valor from the International Association of Fire Chiefs. Firefighters Kyle Sting, Nick Jasnock, and Morgan Helton, along with Fire Chief Jason Culberson, received the honor in Orlando. The award stems from their actions following a crash in April of last year, where a vehicle traveling an estimated 117 miles per hour went off 5th Street, went airborne, and crashed into an apartment building on East Philadelphia. The firefighters were honored for recognizing a potentially explosive gas leak at the apartment building and still providing life-saving measures on the surviving passenger in the car without breathing apparatus or protective gear. Chief Culberson was recognized for his leadership in the incident. 50 apartment residents were safely evacuated. Many schools in KOTA Territory are set to begin next week, and to keep the community informed on the happenings of local school districts, Elevate Rapid City hosted a State of the School Special Issues Luncheon today. Each quarter, Elevate hosts the luncheons to cover various topics from infrastructure and housing to childcare, with schools being highlighted nearly every year. Elevate Rapid City's CEO says the organization looks at schools and education through the lens of the workforce. He says they want to make sure the schools are training the next generation of workers for the future. He added it's important for the organization to hold events like the luncheon to keep the community informed.
we want the public to know and see what's happening with our schools so they can make a decision about how the schools are doing, how they're going to work with us in our economic ecosystem in the future. We just think it's important to get these issues out and have people talking about that, because the future of Rapid City is that important.
The Meade, Douglas, and Rapid City School District superintendents answered questions from Johnson at today's luncheon. Topics included teacher recruitment, the needs of each school district, and student safety, but RCAS infrastructure needs took the spotlight.
So our top 3 issues are really our safe and secure entrances, our HVAC, and then overcrowding in some of our facilities. So we know that we need to build a new elementary school to address overcrowding in the newer areas of town. We also know that our safe and secure entrances don't meet today's standards, so those need to be updated. And as you've stated, we have schools that don't have air conditioning.
Thompson urged everyone who received the RCAS survey to complete it so the district can see how they can move forward addressing the issues. We're just one day away from the start of the Central States Fair, and as families make their way to the fairgrounds, it's important to keep safety in mind. A lieutenant with the Pennington County Sheriff's Office tells KOTA Territory News that a lot of times people drop their children off and pick them up later, which involves huge groups with no supervision. The Sheriff's Office says a majority of their calls involve missing kids, mainly when parents can't find their children on the fairgrounds. The agency has a message for parents before they bring their kids to this multi-day family event.
So what we've kind of recommended to do the last few years is to snap a photo of your child before you get going and they get to the fair and they start running around and you lose track of them. Then we can just actually see what they're wearing. Sometimes that makes it a little bit easier to recognize them in a crowd of people. What we have is just a meeting spot. Wherever that may be, whether it's our command post, whether it's one of the gates, if your child gets separated from you, you guys have a predetermined location between the two of you that you're going to meet.
He also says the Pennington County Sheriff's Office command post will be located near the grandstand, near the concert stage and rodeo area. Well, we had another hot one today. Will we have more of the same during the fair? We'll let you know in your accurate First Alert forecast coming up later. But first, the Dakota Tech dance and cheer team plans to be at this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. We'll have that story in this week's KOTA Cares after the break. The Dakota Tech dance and cheer team is making big moves from performing at local games to stepping onto a national stage. This year, they'll be representing the Pine Ridge Reservation at the 2025 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City for a second time. Our Jasmine Davis has the story in this week's KOTA Cares.
In 2021, Dakota Tech High School made history as the first all-state cheer and dance team to compete at South Dakota State competition. Since then, cheerleading and dance have continued to grow in Native communities across South Dakota. Not everyday students from a small South Dakota school get to perform in front of millions, but that's exactly what's ahead for Dakota Tech dance and cheer team.
They're coming from a very diverse community. Being from the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, these are like the good little flowers that end up growing in our communities, and they are spreading their love of cheer and dance.
I think it's always great for not only them, their families, but the whole school and community kind of get a taste of what it looks like out there in the big city.
Only 4 of the cheerleaders have been selected to take part in the parade this year. This invite to join the Macy Thanksgiving Parade marks a huge milestone for the program. Those 4 cheerleaders shared why this opportunity is important to them and their community.
We come from like a small school that many people don't really know about. And we get to like represent the Pine Ridge Reservation.
I feel like it's special to represent my family, and I'm happy that I can do it with my sister.
I'm like absolutely grateful that I have this opportunity to go and experience what Adrian experienced and Andrew. But yeah, I'm just so grateful.
The team is now working on fundraising efforts to help cover their travel cost for New York City. To get involved with their efforts, you can visit our website at kotatv.com. In Pine Ridge, Jasmine Davis, KOTA Territory News.
Chief Meteorologist David Stradling is tracking more storm chances into the weekend. The details are in your accurate First Alert forecast next.
Now, the First Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist David Stradling.
The sun has been shining bright all day, and temperatures have made it up into the 90s for many spots, even some triple digits in southwest South Dakota and out towards the plains. Here in Rapid City, we're still seeing some of the sunshine, but there are some clouds that are forming off towards Wyoming, showers and a few storms from Sheridan down towards Casper. We did have a couple of light showers that have formed off the eastern foothills, one of them now off towards Hermosa, just a little south of town there, closer to Fairburn as well. These are going to continue to move east-northeast towards the Black Hills through the evening and overnight hours. Our temperatures right now are 97 out of the airport, 102 on the eastern side of Hot Springs, 99 for Pine Ridge, for Phillip, and into Edgemont. But we do have some 80s off to the north and west. Ekalaka, a little more comfortable today at 80 on the dot. Downtown Rapid City, we've fallen to 92 with some of that cloud cover. 87 towards Nemo, 88 into Spearfish. Now for tonight, we'll be down to 64, but we are tracking a few of those showers and thunderstorms as we go throughout the night. And then for tomorrow, we'll climb back up only into the upper 80s, so we'll be about 10 degrees cooler tomorrow than what we were for today. A couple of storms are possible late into the afternoon, and some of those could be on the stronger side. Let's take a look at our hour-by-hour forecast, showing a few of those showers and thunder showers through the evening hours. Could have a couple of them stick around overnight tonight. And then for tomorrow, we have a lot of sunshine throughout the day. Closer to dinner time, we'll notice some of those storms developing into northeast Wyoming, moving into western South Dakota, and more of those will be forming as we go towards Friday evening and into the overnight hours. Could have a stray shower throughout the day on Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Isolated storms develop into the afternoon and evening hours, where a couple more of those storms could be on the stronger side for us as we go towards Saturday evening. Temperatures will stay in the 80s over the next 4 days, but you will notice by Monday we're already flirting with 90 yet again after temperatures fall to the low 80s on Saturday. We'll warm up into the 90s for the rest of next week. The drought monitor has been showing improvements for us here in western South Dakota. A lot of us in abnormally dry conditions. Only the southern hills are in moderate drought in KOTA territory right now, but if you look off towards the east, towards central South Dakota, north of Pierre and south of Pierre, under severe or moderate drought. So those drought conditions continue to be a problem, a little bit more for those parts of South Dakota. Well above average temperatures are going to continue for us going into next week with above normal moisture as those afternoon thunderstorm chances continue across the region. That'll be something we'll be keeping an eye on going into next week and that following weekend. So for tonight, we do have some of those isolated showers and thunderstorms. Skies are partly cloudy with temperatures in the 50s for a few of us, but the majority of us will be settling into the 60s. As for tomorrow, highs will be in the 80s for many of us. Hot Springs, Pine Ridge, Phillip, Kadoka, northeast Wyoming could be near or in the 90s, so not as hot as what it was today, but still pretty toasty in some spots. Storms will be possible late into the afternoon and evening hours, some of which may be on the stronger side. We'll keep a storm chance into Saturday for Sheridan, Gillette, and the northern Black Hills. For the Black Hills, we'll talk storms possible into Sunday as well. Temperatures will be in the 90s for Sheridan the next 3 days, upper 80s to near 90 in Gillette, 80s the next 3 days in Spearfish, and a mix of 70s and 80s up into Deadwood going into the weekend. For Rapid City, we'll be in the 80s through Monday, but then those 90s return Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. A storm will be possible later in the afternoon hours for tomorrow. A couple of storms Saturday afternoon, even into Sunday afternoon and evening. Stray storms Monday and Tuesday before we really start to heat up. Those low temperatures will be warming up for us as well, as many days will be starting off into the 60s.
I suppose a little heat is a good thing if you're selling snow cones, ice cream, or cold drinks at the fair.
Yeah, while we can have it in the summer, it's great to have that heat. If you are going to the fair and it's hot outside, just stay hydrated.
All right, and have a snow cone.
Exactly.
All right, that'll do it for us. Still to come, the Rapid City Sliders tried to pick up a big win at the Babe Ruth World Series today. Plus, we check in with Rapid City Central girls soccer team as the Cobblers gear up for tomorrow's season opener. Big Quick has all the details next to Go to Sports.
Happy dinner time, everybody. After dropping its first 2 games at the Babe Ruth World Series, the Rapid City Sliders have bounced back to win 2 of the last 3. That has landed the Sliders a spot in the Diamond Bracket semifinals. And this afternoon, they tried to keep things rolling in Branson, Missouri, as they squared off with the Native Nation squad. And the Sliders take care of business, winning by the score of 4-1. Trevor Schlosser picked up the complete game victory, allowing just 5 hits and striking out 9. Caden Caparetto drove in a pair of runs. With the win, the Sliders advance to tomorrow's Diamond Bracket Championship game at the Babe Ruth World Series. A new high school soccer season cranks up tomorrow. The Central and Stevens boys and girls teams will be on the road this weekend to take on Sioux Falls, O'Gorman, and Yankton. Mark Morgan is set to enter his 13th season as head coach of the Lady Cobblers. Now, the Central girls look to improve on last year's 5-8 record. The Cobblers did lose some key players to graduation, but Coach Morgan feels he has some young players that are ready to step up and fill the void. And the head man also likes the makeup and character of this year's squad.
We have a very good leadership group this year, and not just in the seniors, but in the junior group as well. We have a nice, what appears to be a strong, cohesive group early on, and I have it's one of those where you have a feeling you're going to have a good year as far as chemistry goes. We're traveling East River, and we know that we're going to have some strong opponents over there, as we always do. So we're going to need to be fit, and we're going to need to be fast. So we can't be giving up anything to them. And you know, I think we have a decent shot. We have a pretty strong finishing group this year.
The Hot Springs boys soccer team opens up the new season tomorrow night as it hosts James Valley Christian. The Custer boys also crank things up at home tomorrow as they entertain Groton area. The Douglas boys and girls soccer teams open the season tomorrow night in Watertown. We have some Rush news to tell you about this evening as the team has re-signed defenseman Aaron Hyman for the upcoming season. Hyman played his first professional season with Rapid City last year. Hyman suited up for 44 games, racking up 2 assists and at 9 penalty minutes. The Calgary native brings a physical presence to the lineup as he stands 6'5", 220 pounds. Hyman also brings strong leadership skills to the Rush locker room. He joins Billy Constantino and Mitchell Smith as defensemen under contract for the upcoming season. Just about 2 months away now from the start of the Rush season. Hard to believe, but it is fast approaching. All right, Stevens girls tennis team, the defending state champs. They open the season today with an impressive 9-0 victory in Pierre. And at the Little League World Series tonight, Sioux Falls taking on Pennsylvania. That game is already off and running. And a good start for Sioux Falls. In the third inning, they are up by the score of 2-0. And I'll let you know how that goes up back here tonight at 9 and 10 o'clock. That's going to do it for sports. We'll be right back.
Be sure to tune in to KOTA Territory News at 6 on Fox. The new proposed location for the men's state prison has mixed reaction from a neighboring community.
We have to have this prison. Our current penitentiary is inadequate.
Plus, more than $500 million will be up for grabs. We'll tell you when. Those stories and more at 6 on Fox.
The Susie Kappa Art Center, Rapid City Public Works, and Black Hills Works are collaborating again to make the winter brighter and more colorful. 6 designs for snowplow art designed by Black Hills Works and featured by the Susie Kappa Art Center are up for voting to be painted on city plows. Those designs were put on display today at the City Streets Maintenance Facility. This is the second year that Rapid City has added artwork to the plows. Public Works Operations Manager Shannon Truax is excited to be a part of the process, also saying this year's art will pop with extra texture thanks to the new materials used in the artwork.
We were really excited because some of the art they submitted actually is fiber art that they were able to capture really well in a photo, and so you wouldn't traditionally see fiber art on a plow blade, but we'll be able to display a representation of it.
Even those driving the plows say they're excited for the inclusion of the artwork on their trucks.
The plows are pre-assigned, but yes, there is some bragging in the office on who has the artwork and who doesn't.
And while it's just the garbage trucks that have names for now, Reeb says that might be a good idea in the future for a plow's name to be attached to your favorite plow artwork. Voting closes on the 25th. The winning art pieces will be displayed at the Touch a Truck held at City Hall during the Community Pumpkin Festival in September. For details on where to go and to vote, go to our webpage, KOTATV.com. Thankfully, you don't have to worry about snow plows for a while.
No snow. We're going to be talking temperatures in the 80s and 90s. A couple of storms possible this afternoon, with the hottest air returning next week.
All right, that'll do it for us. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you tonight at 10.
Thanks for watching KOTA Territory News, your local news and weather authority.